Hey everyone, this is Pranay, co-founder and CEO of Sei AI. At Sei AI, we're building AI agents for regulated finance. Our customers include some of the largest payment providers, listed consumer and mortgage lenders, credit unions, and banks across the US. Today, I want to talk about our AI assistant for mortgage origination. We've spoken to many loan originators, and one of the pain points that constantly comes up is just how messy loan files are, right? And the significant impact that has on the business. I'm sure most people listening to this will remember an origination process that just seemingly went on endlessly, right? Took 6, 7, 8 weeks where there was endless back and forth with the borrower, missed documents, borrowers complaining, and just frustration from your underwriters, loan officers, and processors. And fundamentally, this actually stems from a few issues. So one, it's just that the documents and loan files are incomplete or disorganized. Two, there's mismatched data across the documents, which means it takes longer to review. There's frustration from the borrower that they're being repeatedly asked for the same information. Three, guideline deviations, regulatory issues are caught too late, right? And all of this means that the cost per file goes up, and with limited underwriting capacity, staff gets frustrated and burnt out. Now, we thought about what an ideal solution would look like, right? Something that could detect risks early and help build a complete and accurate loan file on day one. And the North Star metric for us is how do we reduce clear to close? Because if we're able to reduce that, we can reduce costs and increase productivity, right? So what would this magical solution look like? It should be able to highlight missing documents and organize documents automatically within, let's say, 30 seconds of a borrower sending them. It should enable early detection of any issues. It should provide feedback so the originators can address any potential issues before formal underwriting, right? And it can also pre-underwrite issues against agency rules and company-specific guidelines. And of course, it should integrate with your existing system. You don't want a new replacement or a new system coming in that then requires manual review. And that's exactly what we've built at Sei AI. So Sei AI provides complete, accurate, and fully underwritten role files. And you can think of our solution as being comprised of two parts. So the first one is a checklist assistant, right? So this is an AI that reads all borrower documents as they come in and can highlight any missing information or discrepancies. And the second is an underwriter assistant, right? So this is one that can compare those documents, the guidelines, and identify these issues upfront, right? Like I said earlier, the advantages of this is that one, it can pull information from any other system. So your POS, LOS, email, and even phone calls. It's what we call agentic OCR, right? So it's significantly better than your most standard OCR, which has limitations around document format and requires a lot of work to be put in. With agentic OCR, it can work across document types, handwritten notes, images. It understands the context of that document as well, right? And so ultimately, putting all of this together, you can generate a perfect loan file that's complete and accurate. Now, focusing on the first part, right, just the dynamic checklist assistant. The way we like to think of this is, as documents are sent and come into your POS, our system can pull those in, and then the AI will review this, right? So it eliminates guesswork or blind spots in the initial document gathering. It can be done immediately within 30 seconds of the documents coming in. So you're no longer relying on someone who may be busy that day and looks at it 2 days later to review it, and only then to realize, that the borrower has sent the wrong bank statement, right? I've shown a few examples here on the presentation, but let me jump to our user interface and actually show you what that looks like. So I'll walk through a few specific examples here. So here, one of the rules says that the AI should check that a pay stub is dated within 30 days of the application, and that's exactly what the AI is doing, right? So the AI is not just marking this as a yes or a no, it's also going to provide a reason and going to provide citations. So it's great for your team if they want to go and review this and obviously have this from an audit perspective as well, right? So the AI is not just pulling the information from the pay stub, it's also applying logic on top of this. And because it's built on LLMs, it is significantly smarter than sort of old school OCR systems. I'll walk through another example here, right, where it's slightly more complicated. So here, the rule requires that the appraisal license should be valid as of the effective date on the appraisal report. Now here, the AI needs to go and figure out what's the appraisal report. Within the appraisal report, it needs to pick the effective date, also find the license and figure out what the expiry date on the license is, right? All of which would not have been possible with traditional OCR and would require significant human review. But the AI is able to do this within 20 seconds, right? So it can pick what the effective date is of the report. It can also find the appraiser license and the validity of that license, right? And then it applies the logic and says that, yes, this is perfect. And so it marks the status as a yes, and it'll provide all the relevant citations. The next part is an underwriting assistant, right? So it's reading the documents, comparing it to guidelines, looking at whether it's Fannie Freddie rules, HOD handbooks, it could be internal guidelines of the company. And so, like I've mentioned in the past, the idea here is that can it reduce clear to close? Can it highlight any issues up front, right? And so I'll show you one example where it's looking at photographs as well, right? So let me make this, yes. So here, the rule requires that each comparable property has a photograph, and the photograph should be a front-facing view. And so the AI is able to go pick the 2 pages that have the photographs in the appraisal report and ensure they're all front-facing photographs. Here, I've taken a screenshot of another rule that says that, if the appraisal report mentions a basement, an attic, or a crawl space, there should be photographs of this present, and the photograph should actually be of a crawl space or an attic. And the AI is able to figure this out. So it'll go through the entire appraisal report, find the crawl space, and make sure the photograph actually looks like a crawl space, right? And it's not just labeled as such. Other examples where it can go and look at, income data within bank statements or any other documents as well. So in this case, we wanted the AI to figure out if income had been increasing, decreasing, or stable over the time period, right? And so here what the AI is able to do is it'll go through and figure out where's the credit union statement, identify what's payroll deposits here, calculate the monthly average over the 2 years, and it's able to say, yes, that the income did increase slightly between 2024 and 2025. And another example I'll just quickly highlight is just, for large deposits, right? So here the AI is able to figure out if there's a large deposit, if there is, has the borrower provided an explanation for it, and that explanation could be a handwritten note as well. And the AI is able to reason on that and highlight it if there's any issues there. Now, the additional sort of problem that a lot of underwriters and a lot of originators have told us is just calculating income today is extremely time consuming and painful, right? And so our AI is now able to generate within 10 minutes an income summary. So it can go through, multiple different documents across different document formats. It can pull all this information in and create in a standard Excel. It can put in the information in the Excel and show the calculations as well. So it's very easy to go and audit this. It's able to do this within 10 minutes, so speeding up clear to close and reducing the cost per file. Now, one of our customers is a listed mortgage lender. They're using our system to analyze loan files across different types of loans. So we throw the entire loan file into the AI. The AI is automatically able to classify the documents into the 25 categories, analyzes those against 700 checkpoint items. So it significantly reduces the amount of stare and compare work that the team was doing before. Where it would take them 4 hours to review this, it now just takes them 15 minutes because the AI is able to do 90 to 91% of the items automatically. Thank you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us.